Happy Wednesday 2027. Super pumped to have you back. Just enjoyed an amazing brownie. It was so good. Had chocolate chips in it, some caramel. It was just the highlight of my day. I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen with you for the second highlight of my day, which is getting to talk to you about this week's lesson. So today is lesson 9.3. It's Wednesday, May 27th. I'm going to go through it really fast. Before I do that, I'm going to remind you that it does not matter what my opinion is. It matters what your opinion is. Today, we're going to look at some positions or ideas or thoughts that certain politicians have. And we're going to kind of work through whether or not we agree with that, disagree with that, whatever. And my opinion is not going to be in here. It's not going to matter. Your opinion matters, and that's all it is. So the very first question you were asked was, should people from other countries be allowed to come in to live in the United States? Why? So you should have answered like, whoa, what is that? I believe people should or should not, whatever you believe, be allowed to come live in the United States because, and you should have given a reason for that. Should people be allowed to own guns in their own homes? Why or why not? I believe people should or should not be allowed to own guns in their own homes because, and then you tell me why. You shouldn't write should/should not. You should have written should or should not, right? You can't pick both. It has to be one or the other. Should parents be allowed to send their children to charter schools, or should all children go to their neighborhood school? I believe, whichever you believe. And then because, should everyone pay the same amount of taxes, which is how much money we pay to the government, no matter how much money they make? This one won't let me do it because of that. So I'll say, I believe parents should/should not be able to send children to charter schools because blah, 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 blah. You tell me your reason. I believe everyone should/should not have to pay the same amount of taxes because you give your answer. Capiche? Capiche. Excellent. Move on to the next page. Do you understand that today's assignment will not be considered complete unless you answer all of the questions in full and complete sentences? Unless your answers are on topic and correct. And if you don't watch this lovely video that I'm making right now. Yes, I understand that, Mr. Townsend. They're the same expectations that you have for me every day, and I meet them perfectly. Thank you. Next page. Today we're going to talk about Joe Biden on the issue. So I picked a couple of issues that I feel like are pretty well known, are pretty important to a lot of people, and I'm going to lay out, based on what this text says, Joe Biden's positions are on the issue. So what does Joe Biden believe about these issues? This is what the text is telling us, so I'm just pulling facts from the text so that we can learn a little more about who he is and what he stands for. We're not going to write a lot of just statements because it's going to be a little bit difficult to kind of put our thoughts together on this. So I'm going to kind of walk you through it, and then we're going to answer some questions about it. We're not going to write a lot of just statements based on the way things are written, okay? So the first is we're going to read about Joe Biden's belief about immigration. So on immigration, these are 4 things that Joe Biden has done in the past. Biden voted for the Secure Fence Act of 2006, which built additional walls and barriers along the US-Mexico border. In 2019, Biden said, we need border security, but that's not the border security we need, in reference to the wall Trump demanded lawmakers give him the funds for to end the partial government shutdown. So he said, we need border security, but the wall is not the type of border security that we need. Biden was also vice president when former President Obama created the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, which is also called DACA program, which granted temporary legal status to undocumented immigrants taken to the United States as minors. So if an undocumented immigrant came into the United States as a child, that's what a minor means, a child. This program, DACA, would give them temporary legal status. They'd legally be allowed to stay. And last, Biden has rejected giving driver's licenses to undocumented immigrants, so immigrants who aren't don't have paperwork to be here, as recently as 2007. Question number 1. Joe Biden believes that we need to have security at our borders, but he does not believe we need to build a big wall to keep people out. Do you agree or disagree with Joe Biden, and why? So I'll remind you, up here in the text, it says that Joe Biden did not believe we needed the wall that Donald Trump suggested. My question to you is, do you believe that we need a big wall to keep people out of our country? Why or why not? You have to use the word because and tell me why you think that. You'll need 50 characters, so that's a lot. So make sure you write a good sentence. Question number 2. Joe Biden believes that children who are in this country deserve a chance to be citizens legally, meaning they have the proper paperwork to be a citizen of the country. He believes that children who are in this country deserve a chance to be citizens legally. That's what the DACA program was about. Do you agree with him or do you disagree with him, and why? So basically my question to you is, do you believe that children who are here illegally deserve the right to become citizens? Yes or no? That's basically what he was saying. Those are the 2 questions on immigration. Now we're going to move on to Joe Biden's position on guns. These are 3 things that he has done in his lifetime on the topic of guns. Biden wants universal background checks, including on secondary peer-to-peer sales. A background check is where they check your background to see if you have done anything violent or bad in your past. So Joe Biden wants universal background checks on sales of guns. So they would have to check your background in order for you to buy one. In 2012, he was appointed to head the gun violence task force in the wake of the Sandy Hook attack. The group put forth new regulations on magazine size limit, stricter penalties for trafficking firearms, and new tools for prosecuting gun-related crimes. These proposed reforms failed to become a law. So he tried to reform the size of the magazine style limits, penalties for selling firearms, and prosecuting gun-related crimes. Those are the things that he tried to do. Third one, Biden has said as recently as 2017 that rifles like the AR-15 should be taken off the streets, but has not gone into specifics about what it would look like, whether in the form of bans or future sales or through confiscatory programs like mandatory buybacks. And mandatory buyback, or when you confiscate something, is when you go to someone and you take it from them. So they're saying, he says that AR-15s should not be on the streets. They should be taken off the streets. But he hasn't told us how he's going to do that. Is he going to ban them? Is he going to take them away from people? Or is he going to buy them back from people? After reading this text up above, what does Joe Biden believe about people owning guns? So based on those 3 things that he's done, what does he believe about people owning guns? Does he believe people should own guns? Or does he believe people should not own guns? Based on those 3 things, what does he say? What does he believe about people owning guns? On taxes, really fast, guys, to give you background knowledge, taxes is money that comes out of your paycheck that goes to the government or to the state. So on a paycheck, you get taxes taken out that go to, some money goes to the state of Illinois, some money goes to the United States of America. So those are what taxes are. 2 things Biden has done in his past on taxes. Biden wants higher tax rates, so more taxes, on wealthy Americans in key areas like passive income. So essentially he wants to charge wealthy Americans more tax. So if you have a lot of money, you'll have to pay the country and your state a little bit more than people who don't have a lot of money. He has also argued for boosting tax relief for the middle class families, including expansions of the child tax credit. So tax relief would mean that the middle class would pay less taxes than people who are more wealthy. than they are. That's basically what he's saying. Relieve the middle class of their taxes or of certain taxes. And one way he was doing that was through a child tax credit where you'd save money if you had more children. Question: what does Joe Biden believe about wealthy Americans? You must answer in a full sentence. So based on what he says about taxes, what does he believe about wealthy Americans based on what we've just read? Last one, and then we're done for the day. This is where Joe Biden stands on education. These are 3 things he's done so far in his lifetime about education. Biden supports free college educations, marking a total of 16 years on the taxpayer dime. He has also been a supporter of universal kindergarten and pre-K. Universal, as you know, means everyone gets kindergarten and pre-kindergarten. Biden in October unveiled a $750 billion plan that would make 2-year community colleges tuition free, which would mean people would be able to go to a community college for 2 years without paying the college any money. Question: how would free community college help Americans achieve success in life? My hint to you is think about how college might help someone become successful. How would free community college help Americans achieve success in life? So going to college, a community college for free, how might that help people succeed or be successful in their life? Did you watch the video? Did you answer all questions in a complete sentence? Are your answers on topic and correct? If you're struggling, guys, do what Jeffrey would do, right? Jeffrey's been killing his work. He's going back. He's listening to the video a second time. He's making sure all of his answers are complete. So go back and be like Jeffrey. Watch this video again. Double check to make sure everything's correct so you can get high quality work just like him. Then you click submit down here, and then you're done for the day. Again, I have office hours at 2:15. If you are super confused about all of this, I will help you again and walk you through it during office hours. Just click on the link. That's on my Google Classroom homepage. Have a good Wednesday, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow on Thursday.